prayer. There's something else I want to remind you of. You don't realize what a terrible thing have been done to you and I um, by the devils until you try to throw off thinking evil. And then you find out that you are in a war. The mind that was given dominion, which is the devil, we was thinking that it's as the messenger said, you go by his color, because you didn't know that the devil was up under the color. That's I mean, if you trying to point out where a treasure is, and you got a white rock, a black rock, brown, and a yellow rock, and you say, well, the treasure under that white rock, that right rock is the one with the treasure. The treasure is up under that thing. You just identifying where you can find the thing at. The skin of white people don't make them devils. There's Master Farad Muhammad, and Master Farad Muhammad's mother is proof of that. When you understand that, then you understand that we've been grafted devils. And this is if you don't, like I told you, everybody, all of you need to come to me if you believe in me, and you need to come to me, get forgiveness for whatever you feeling bad about, because your own mind now is your enemy and will try to kill you. So once I've forgiven you, then you can forget about all of them crazy thoughts you may have about yourself, especially about yourself, because the messenger said the devil not gonna just give up his seat. A mind ain't gonna just go. He said you got to take him out of his seat. You got to fight for your life. You got to fight for your sanity. That's what I'm giving you with truth. I'm giving you the truth that everybody has already been forgiven. So what are you condemning yourself for? What? If I don't condemn you, then you're not condemned. Let's go for everybody that's listening to me. I was looking at this movie once, and the devil, the devil put in the movie, said the greatest trick that the devil played on human beings is to convince them that he don't exist. Tell me something. If you and I, now let's be honest. If we condemned white people for their evil acts and finally came to the realization, thanks to Allah's revealing them, that they are the real devil, then we know now that you don't become anything until your mind becomes that. Well, we already said it wasn't his fault. As the messenger told us, he said, now don't go blaming them for what by nature you put in them. Well, don't go blaming yourself for what by nature this civilization put in you. Do, do you understand? So I don't blame any of you for your shortcomings. Doctors are don't they're not there to blame you for being sick. They are there to deal with that which making you sick to get you well. This is the same with me. I'm not here to put the blame on you. I'm here to take the blame off of you. Do you understand? That don't mean that it's okay for you to go do all the evil that you can think of. Uh, but I'm telling you, as long as you are submitting and striving, I'm going to keep washing it off. As long as you ain't like the hog going back there, returning, rolling around in the mire after you've been washed. You don't leave. Don't go back rolling around in that. You don't leave a good meal to go eat slop. You're in a circle of safety here. Every one of you that's following me, you're in a safe place. Behind me. That's not me saying that. In the book of Isaiah, the 8th chapter, it says, to show you what time it is. They trying to get back into slavery and all that kind of stuff with the Confederate States and all that stuff. Here's the 12th verse. Say you not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say a confederacy. Neither fear you their fear, nor be afraid. Sanctify the Lord of hosts when he comes himself. And let him be your fear. And let him be your dread. And he shall be for a sanctuary. It's like people keep telling me about somebody, some happening to some, I get notes from people. Think I got a note today. Let me read it to you. Let's see here. I mean, he's saying, good afternoon, sir. In acknowledging the following message for July 5th. Let me see here. That's old. Let me see. Anyway, people keep telling me about stuff that's happening to black people at the hands of white people. I told you, you better get behind me. You following white people, and they exercising that kind of authority over you. And you and them both is in trouble now. He working out of time and you following him, seeking refuge in him. Well, whoever you go to seeking your knowledge and understanding, that's who you seeking refuge in. And I don't know why you would still be running to white people seeking understanding of life and whatnot, and they done messed their life all up. That's like saying, hey, mess mine up too. I mean, you but I can't, I'm not here to beg you. I don't like stupidity. Sitting up looking at somebody act stupid. That's stupid. Don't think that I sit up and watch that movie Dumb and Dumber. I didn't sit up and watch that movie. I just saw the title and I knew what it was about, and I wouldn't watch no foolishness like that. There's people just acting completely stupid. I stopped even looking at some of them, I stopped looking at them old so-called monster movies, Alien and all that stuff. I stopped looking at that stuff a long time ago. Because I don't like stupidity. Man knew it's some big monster back there, and he walking back there by himself from leaving the crowd to go back there. Just stupid. I ain't stupid. And I don't enjoy watching stupidity. So, those who I don't sympathize with stupid people after. You ain't got no right to be stupid and been with me. I ain't stupid and I don't teach stupidity. If you want to be stupid, then you showing me that when you leave here. So bye. There's a song say, if you don't know me by now, you ain't never gonna know me. You ain't never seen a man do the things I'm doing. Never. Black or white. And you still tripping? Well, trip on out of here. If you believe that I'm the Son of Man, well, then stay behind me. You're not your judge. I'm your judge. That knowledge alone will save you. Because ain't no self-accusing spirit can accuse you if you know I'm your judge. You see? It's just that simple. But if you don't believe I'm your judge, well, then you get judged. Right? That's what you get for trying to be a judge. You wind up judging yourself. And you know what's happening with judging. You got to have a knowledge of what you're judging before you can have a just judgment. No, you've been so unjust to yourself that means you even got a prayer. That I'm going to say with you today. I have been greatly unjust to myself. Now, do that sound like you qualified to judge somebody? I was unjust to myself. And Allah showed me. Just wait a minute. And you had to be afflicted with all that they're afflicted with, so I ain't imputing no sin to you. So don't you worry about that. So I ain't worried about it. Because there wasn't no way I could get around it, no way. It's like I ain't worried about people who come to me and ain't righteous. They couldn't be righteous. I ain't taught them yet. So, everybody got a chance now. I remember this brother asked me a long time ago. He said, why can't everybody be saved? And I thought about it. I said, that's a good question. Well, everybody can't be saved because everybody don't believe. So the book says, sanctify the Lord of hosts himself. Do that sound like cuss him out? Do that sound like insult him? So they insult me, so they damn themselves. Their insulting thoughts puts up a barrier where the truth that I share can't get in. They damn themselves. You never looked at damn for what it really means. So, then it says, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. It says, and he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense. Did it say, this? You played football before. It's hard to win if you always on defense. You got to get on the offensive. Is that right? The offensive team is the one that you expect to get out there and score. Is that right? Well, it says he shall be for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel. And for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Well, this is, notice people who claim to believe in the Holy Scriptures, it's easy for me to trap them and make them shut up. Because the Holy Scriptures tells them who I am. You see? And those who've been taught by Jacob, whose name changed to Israel, those who've been taught the knowledge of Israel, whether it's the natural or the spiritual knowledge, they don't know what to do when they come in my presence. It's like, they forgot their own learning. They forgot stuff that they used to know. How in the world I learned way back in junior high school, way back there, that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. And that knowing that all matter is composed of types of atoms. I mean, you remember when I asked them people at that meeting who created matter? I mean, I went to the same school system they did. And Geno Jennings blurted out, God did. God created everything. I said, what? What? Now, how in the world are you going to teach a man spiritual knowledge? And the man didn't even pay attention to the natural ruler. He didn't even pass natural class. Now, how in the world are you going to put him up in? If you got all F's in grade school, what college going to accept you? You can't pass no entrance exam for college. Huh? Even in this world, that holds true. So then you find out that they're natural. They done came back to the worst part of life. That after they used to know something, now they don't know nothing. Man told me that all matter don't emit light. I'd say, which part of matter don't emit light? How is that? How could that be? You know what's That, you know what's making the light in these bulbs here? Electrons. Because that wire ain't shining as far as you know. But with a certain type of instrument, you could see the light coming out that wire. There's nothing that's material that does not emit light. Yes. You know, the devil plays around with words talking about absolute zero. Well, how can something be absolute zero if matter is in there? Electrons are fire. You know, just he play with your mind, play with you. He give you a whole lot of nothing, and he said it in an authoritative tone, and you take it in, and you wind up with plenty of nothing. And then when Allah and His messengers try to talk to you, you said nothing is plenty for you. You don't want nothing else because the devil gave you plenty of nothing. So, you know, just because molecules stop moving, that don't mean that their heat is gone. You know, these people. Anyway, the motion that you can get your instruments that detect motion to a certain point, but the very nature of electrons is that they revolve around a nucleus and they move, they keep moving, you know. So space is as cold as anything could be, but everything's still moving out there. We in space moving. I remember the messenger said that we don't see no God up there. Then I'm the God out up here and the God down there. The only one we see saying that is us. We out there. And we have yet to meet a God besides us. So when we meet one, if we meet one besides us, then we can say we've been looking for you. But as of yet, I haven't found it. So all praise is due to Allah. The mind that's in us grants us dominion. So that is, but as you grow, you see, I'm the natural and the spiritual house of Israel. All of them stumbling over me. So that what is that? You remember when the people was going around beating up on people who claim to be religious? Talking about they were atheists. How come don't no atheists want to talk to me? When they got to me, they looked like they was on sound footing till they got to me. Then he starts stumbling. You know, because, you know, I can give as well as I can take. You know, people ask me questions, I answer their questions. Then I ask them questions and they start backpedaling and going on. Fumbling around trying to lie their way out of the light. Man gonna tell me he gonna go find some matter that don't emit light. I say, you go do that and come on back and show it to me. He ain't made it back yet. Matter of fact, they got rid of him as being the chief of the atheists. because that was the stupidest thing that he could ever say. But anyway, man called himself, I'll give the atheists some credit that at least they didn't buy into the lies that you've been telling about religion. What he mean is he don't believe in the stuff you've been calling God. Most of them don't know that that's what they mean, because there ain't no such thing as somebody that don't believe in God. Every time you try to do something, you got to find the truth of how to do it. So, and then when you find the truth, you believe in the truth and you do that. And that's your God. That's God. The truth is God. Without truth, you have no dominion. Now, Allah is the best knower of the truth too. Yeah. So you can't get around that. See, it's one thing to acknowledge that the truth is God, but yet the truth comes with someone. The truth has come, and falsehood must vanish. Well, the truth is with me, more so than any other man on this planet. So, anybody that's listening that think they can dispute that, I would let you come in here and dispute it. You question me and I'll question you, and let's see who knows the truth and who's tripping. So I want you to remember to accept the truth while it is being presented to you, and you will be fine. No, I want you to remember to stop trying to be a judge. All right? And stop. Some of you hear me say one thing and you'll take it and make more out of it than I said. I don't have no followers that's gonna be condemned. Long as you stand behind me, you are forgiven for whatever you have done. Long as you didn't turn on me. Do you understand? I'm here to remove the condemnation from you, not to add to it. Do you understand? Okay, so don't ever try to use me for some justification to condemn yourself. I ain't here to condemn you. I'm here to condemn that which condemns you. I'm your lawyer. I'm your advocate. Do you understand? I make intercession for you. I could say to anybody who tried to condemn the black man and woman of America, let's see you go through 400 years of what we went through and see what you come out acting like. These people up in arms and crying the blues about man taking their babies at the border and sticking them in cages. If you think that's bad, you read the history of what he done to us. Come in here and listen and ask me to tell you what's done to us. That's child's play compared to what he did to us. You're just getting a taste of it so that you shut your mouth when you hear us talking about him. You don't know nothing about white people. We know him from the inside out. You know, you see he's shutting his mouth at me. Donald Trump so tough. I notice he don't say nothing about me. He jumped on the football player and all that stuff, and somebody, you know. You know, when I see people doing the kind of stuff that he's been doing, that man went around this country for almost 8 years. The whole time President Obama was in office, he's going around the country insulting President Obama. You never saw President Obama get out in the public and talk about him. The only time he said something about him was in them correspondence dinners, and he did it in a tasteful manner that was permissive for a president. He joked about it. Huh? And Donald Trump would be sitting there. Looking like a great big child. With his pitiful self. Have they told us to stop sending magazines to the White House? No, sir. I almost wish they would. So I could come back and tell you that. Anyway. I'm responsible to try to save everybody, which includes him too. You can't save them if you don't show them themselves. If you cannot put shame in a man, ain't no way you gonna change what he doing. Huh? And we had a saying when I was growing up with some people, when people had just about gave up on them, they said, ain't no shame in his game. He just let him go on. He just well leave him alone. Couldn't shame him. So, so I want all of you to work on yourself. Take what I give you and build yourself up. Don't take what I give you to tear yourself down. You understand? If you do it in the spirit that I give it to you, you will not try to use what I'm teaching to condemn yourself. It is not condemning yourself. It is condemning the things that prevent you from being perfect. Do you understand? You know, when you wash your clothes, if it's whites, you put bleach in there, don't you? But do you put the bleach in there to eat up your clothes? Or do you put it in there to get the dirt out of your clothes? I'm teaching you to get the devil out of you, not to condemn you. I want to remove the devil, purify them. Isn't that what that Abraham prayed for? Raise them up, raise up one among them to teach them the book and the wisdom and purify them. Remove their misunderstanding, remove their bad thoughts. Not to sit around with you sitting up using your own thoughts to condemn yourself and make yourself feel bad. Why would you make yourself feel bad? Just if it's something that you are doing that you should not, just stop doing that. Period. Then feel better. Do you understand? There you go. So I don't want you trying to be your judge. Let me be the judge. You be the follower. Okay? So everybody has already got forgiveness for all of the evil that you did before I came and spoke to you. After I start speaking to you, if you submit it and listen to me, then you were pardoned. Do you understand? Because I knew you were sick when I came to you. So I've had enough of your afflictions to know that we kind of messed up. But I'm here to help you straighten yourself out. The same way that Allah helps me straighten myself out. Do you understand? All right. So I'm one that Allah said he would keep. Couldn't keep me if he didn't take charge of me. That's why the messenger said, he told me, he said, when a righteous person gets so close to God, then God accepts him as his friend. And then what one will, the others will. They both are together. And the messenger can't will something that is not the will of Allah, and vice versa. Whatever Allah wills, I will, and whatever I will, Allah will. And we have goodwill towards you. Do you understand? Not evil. So just look at all that we've been trying to do for you. That tell you what kind of will we have towards you. So just be at peace. Let yourself, and you will. You know, don't set your own house on fire. Let yourself be at peace, knowing that you have salvation. All you got to do is hold on to it now. Am I clear? All right. Let's stand and have prayer. Attention. Hut. Original salute. Ready front. Prayer position. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. And I bear witness that I know of none who deserves to be served or worshipped beside thee. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all holy praise is due and be to thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful Master of the Day of Requital. Thee do we serve, and thee do we beseech for help. O Allah, Please continue to guide us and keep us on the right path and way, the straight path and way of thee and those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the crooked paths and ways of Satan and those upon whom thy wrath is or will be brought down, nor the foolish paths and ways of those who go astray or who are led astray, even after they've heard and been given the true understanding of thy holy word and teachings. Truly, I have again turned myself to thee, O Allah, striving to be totally upright, to thee who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheists. Truly my prayers, my sacrifices, my life and my death are all for thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate hast thou in this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. I know of no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I've been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults and weaknesses. So please grant me and my true followers and family continuous protection against all of our faults and weaknesses. For none grants protection against faults and weaknesses but thee, and guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts. For none can guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts but thee, and turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts. For none can turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts but thee. And O Allah, we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from anxiety and grief. And we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from lack of strength and laziness. And we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from cowardice, niggardliness, hypocrisy, envy, jealousy, lust, depression, adultery, fornication, and from all forms of temptation, and from all uncleanness and unrighteousness. And we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from hypocrites, disbelievers, backsliders, and devils, and from being infected with and adversely affected by their evil and treacherous attributes. And we seek thy continuous refuge and protection from being poverty-stricken, and from being overpowered and overcome by debts and the oppression of men and jinn. And O Allah, suffice thou us with those things which thou hast made lawful for us, and keep us away from those things which thou hast prohibited unto us. And with thy grace and thy Holy Spirit, free us from desiring or doing things that are displeasing unto thee, and bless us and mold us into that upright and purified nation of righteous Muslims, which Abraham and Ishmael prayed for to be raised from their offspring. And our Father Allah, in heaven praised is and be thy holy and righteous name. Let thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on the earth, as it is written in the heaven. Give us this day the understanding and hearts that ever incline to thy truth and righteousness. And forgive us our trespasses, and help us to forgive those of our brethren who may trespass against us. And leave us not alone during times of temptation, but please stand by us and deliver us from all the evils thereof. For thine is the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and the power and the glory over them are thine forever and ever. And our Lord, please do not punish us if we forget or make a mistake. And our Lord, do not allow to be laid upon us a burden as was laid on those before us. And our Lord, do not allow to be imposed upon us that which we have not the strength to bear. And pardon us, and grant to us thy protection, and have mercy on us, and forgive us. For thou art our protector. So grant us the victory over the unbelieving and disbelieving people, and over the hypocrites and the devils, and especially over the weaknesses and afflictions that lie within each of us and whereby we have been afflicted. And purify us, a constant repurification, and save us from the hell that thou hast promised the devils and their followers, and grant that we not only see the hereafter, but live therein with thee forever. Amen. 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 Hut, tent, hut. Original salute. Ready in front. You may be seated. I remember what I told you. We don't face east or west because we think that that's the only direction that we can find Allah. We used to pray to the east. We turned to the east because the Holy Scriptures, all of the Holy Scriptures were given to us from the east. So the sun rose from the east. The understanding of the Holy Scriptures is not coming from the east to you now. It's coming from the west. So I have you turn to the west now. That is it's just a symbolic that we turn to the west because the light of understanding of the truth has been produced over here in the Western Hemisphere. Do you understand? Okay. So we thank Allah. Did you have any questions before I let you go? May wa alaikum ala salam.
It's the prophet, when they praying towards the west, when he first came, I think he had to.
No, I don't know nothing about the prophets turning towards the west, brother. No. I can't. No, I can't tell you that. No. As far back as I know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught us to turn to the east. And so all of the messengers of God turned to the east. But they prophesied that the sun would rise from the west. You need to, whenever you all are questioning me, you turn your volume down on your computer or whatever you're listening to me on so that we don't hear that double feedback. Or either mute your phone back. But so no, then no prophet. I ain't heard no prophet other than the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told the people, he hinted to them that they would no longer turn to the east. He said, as he hinted to them, he said that the sun would rise from the west. And this would change the whole disposition of worship. So.
Thank you, son of man.
You're welcome.
May
wa alaikum ala salam. Any more questions? Well, if there are no more questions, then may Allah bless us all and keep us safe and in our right minds. And if it pleases Allah, I will talk with you some more tomorrow. May Allah's Salam Alaikum.